Hey, it's Vanessa, and welcome back to Born to Build the New. In today's episode, we are talking about your business truths. These are like your values and standards and essentially the rules you live by, but within the context of your business. Oftentimes when we think about the purpose work that we're doing in the world, it's easy to have this larger calling and this impact that we're drawn to do top of mind. But when it comes to the nuts and bolts of daily reality, we tend to forget about the vision or forget about the larger calling that we have and just get into task mode and can not feel as alive or as lit up by what we're doing. It's so easy to get lit up by the vision, but the daily tasks require something different of us. They require us to be locked into a foundation of our truth. I've been deeply reflecting on this because there's so much change and expansion happening within my own purpose work that I knew I had to bring it to the podcast. What we talk about here is the paradigm shift and how your purpose work, how your gifts fit into the larger collective shift that's happening right now. Because for those of us that feel born to build the new, we're often looking for a way to direct our energy, to funnel our gifts, to find meaningful work that can be impactful, that is part of what shapes the new. For me, this has always been like a lifelong quest, and I've heard it time and again with pretty much every client I've ever worked with. It's not just that we want to enjoy the work, it's that we want that work to shape the world that we live in. We want it to be the foundation for a new model, a new way of being. And this is what we explore on the podcast. This is the larger context that we're existing within. It's not just about your business or your purpose work. It's really about pairing that with this collective shift that's going on and navigating all the things that come up in the process, because it is really so easy to get caught up in the tasks and the to-do list and feel like, I just like this bigger vision and I just feel this bigger call, and now I got to do all these tiny little detailed, like all the things that are quote unquote expected of us. So what I'm finding for myself is that when you start to set new standards, especially when your purpose work is evolving, like you come to understand your work or your role or your gifts in a new way and you want to apply them differently, then it's time to review your standards. And oftentimes we don't even set up standards in the first place. We just have a very long to-do list, or at least I do. I've got probably 10 to-do lists in 5 different projects, 3 different categories. I mean, my mind is lit up with the ideas and the visions that are often coming through me, but I can't do them all at the same time, which is very frustrating sometimes. However, what brings me back down to earth, what brings me back into my body, is to look at the foundation that I'm standing on. And that foundation has a lot to do with not just your energy, not just your identity, and also not just the structure, right? Those are the 3 pieces that I'm really looking to bring you into alignment with: your energy, your identity, and how you structure your purpose work, the actual build of it. But part of that structuring is the truth that you hold, the standards that you hold around your business. As I was creating something, well, like a new product, I'm working on I should be done actually by the time this podcast goes out there. It's called A Wild Book, and it's about rewilding yourself and how that impacts your purpose work and allows you to bring more of your true self to the world. as well as optimize your vitality and just feel more aliveness, right? Isn't that what we're all after? Like a sense of aliveness, especially when it comes to our business. Anyhow, I was creating this product, this digital product about rewilding. And I started reflecting on the different pieces of my business and the different aspects of myself that have changed over time. I mean, even this year alone, I feel like I've been at least 5 different versions of myself, just this continual evolution of who I am and how I show up and what I bring to it. And so I thought this is a perfect time to reflect on what my new standards are. Because sometimes we learn through joy, like we find something, it works really well. And we're like, oh, I want to do that again. Let me incorporate that as part of my foundational standard. And sometimes we learn through challenge, trial and error, experimenting. And I know I have had a lot of challenges in the past couple of years, and I'll be damned if I don't get some good learning out of those challenges. So that's part of what gave birth to these new standards that I'm about to share with you. So it really is my intention in this podcast for you to reflect upon the standards that you're holding for your business. You're welcome to use any of mine, and I hope they also activate in you some reflection of what are the standards that you've been operating by in your life and in your business, in your purpose work, and what needs to shift, what needs to be different now. So I'm going to share 5 of mine with you. The first one is, and it's funny, when I wrote this down, I thought, oh my gosh, isn't this a duh? Of course. But I realized it's actually not. The first one is, I want to be really proud of what I create. And I know that sounds silly. Like, of course you would want to be proud of what you create. Yet, as I'm looking out on the landscape of social media, and there's a lot of different things that come across my feed, and I'll be the first one to admit that I've played with AI to varying degrees for different things, but I've never used it to replace my voice or to create a product or to write my newsletters for me. I'm seeing a lot of emptiness out in the world. It just doesn't feel like it has a soul to it. And maybe that's okay for some people. There's definitely been periods of my business journey where I was like, come on, I just want to create a thing and put it out there and make money at it and just whatever. Let me just throw something together. It never felt right to me to not put my heart into it, to not allow my creativity to play with it. You want to be proud of what you create. And that's super important to me. It's so important to me. This rewilding guidebook that I'm putting together right now, I actually created it, oh gosh, at least might have been a year or 2 years ago. But I went back to it, and even though I was the one that put the whole thing together, there was no AI involved in it. I looked at it and I was like, it was just too simple. It didn't have enough depth or creativity or who I am now in it. And so I've been redoing it. I've been expanding upon it. And I really, really like what I'm creating. But I want somebody to really feel the benefit of it and really feel my voice in it and feel like I'm on the journey with them, because I've purchased all sorts of things and I've completely forgotten about a lot of them. But there's some people that have such a unique way of presenting things that you remember that course that you bought, how you had a sense of the person that put it together, or you might notice them more on social media and go, oh yeah, I need to go back to that course because I really do like this person's presence. And so my business standard and truth, number one is I want to be really proud of what I create. So I'm curious if you feel the same way. Business standard number two. This one also surprised me and was an obvious duh. How did I overlook this? My business standard number two, my truth, is that I want to make money. Does that sound so weird? You're a business. Of course you're supposed to make money. Like that's the agreed upon, especially as a conscious entrepreneur, right? Or someone that does soul-led business or purpose work or whatever you want to call it. You're doing it for impact and income. It's both. Otherwise, it'd just be a hobby. It'd just be something you do on the side. I love getting paid. I love receiving money for using my gifts. A lot of people say, well, I love this work so much, I would do it for free. That's true, actually. If I didn't have this as a business, I would still be doing what I do. And I've always done it, even before I had a business, because I like it. I like to talk about energy. I like to teach about energy. I always engaged people in conversations around their purpose work and their vision and what they could build if they could build anything. And what do they think about where the world is headed and where our power lies in that? I was having those conversations in junior high and high school. I was talking to my dad about those things when I was growing up. I just move that way. It's who I am. So when I discovered or came to the conclusion that this could be a business, it was really delightful to me. I thought, oh my gosh, are you serious? Like I can really get paid for this? I can do that. And there was a period of time, though, in the growth of my business where it brought up a lot of stuff for me around money, around people pleasing, around how I presented myself. I mean, gosh, talk about going on a growth journey, like a spiritual growth journey, personal development journey. Just start a business based on your gifts, based on things that mean something to you. And man, it will just shake you upside down, like grab you from the feet and shake all the change out of your pockets, even the stuff that you didn't even realize was at the depths of your being. And you just got to work with it. And that's what I've been doing. There's, like I said, a period of time where I honestly completely ignored the money part to my detriment. I would either overgive or underprice or not sell at all or make very confusing CTAs, like calls to action. I've messed up in so many different ways when it comes to making money in my business. And I've also succeeded greatly. You know, I've met people where I know within 5 minutes exactly what is going on with their life, with their business, how I could help them correct it from an energetic and intuitive standpoint. Like I'd love to do that kind of work. And so I've had people that I've just met who will, sign up, pay me $3K or $5K in less than an hour just because they know that I'm the person that is going to help them. There's a recognition there. You know what I mean? And so when my business made money, it generally always came from referrals or from meeting someone straight up. It has never, up to this point, really come from any kind of social media. And I've told myself a story that I'm not meant to grow on social media. That's just not how my business works. It works more through personal connection. That's been true, but why can't it work on social media? Like, what ways do I need to stretch and grow and recalibrate my communication, my offers, so I make money via social media as well? Because, hello, diversification, right? There's nothing wrong with wanting to make money. Part of what I'd like to recalibrate from a paradigm shift perspective is the economy. is us, those of us that are doing our purpose work, to be able to make money through it, through shifting the paradigm. I have so many ideas around that, which I'm slowly implementing. But what prompted this is I joined an online challenge. You may have heard of it. It's called the Yap Challenge by Jessie Jean. Her story is just wild of what has happened with it. If you don't know of her, I encourage you to go check it out. I just happen to really like her approach, and I love to communicate. Communication is a strong suit of mine. I love to teach and talk. I've always envisioned being a speaker. I love leading workshops and retreats and things of that nature. But I can always learn. I love to learn about communication, and I want to learn how to more cohesively communicate on social media, because it is a different kind of communication. I want to be stretched. So I signed up for this challenge, which just kicked off a few days ago, where we're supposed to be posting these yapping videos. And at the very first kickoff point, she asked a question like, what are you doing on social media? And somebody responded, I'm there to make money. And she said, exactly, because that's been her whole thing. I'm here to make money. I want to figure out how to make money on social media. And boy, has she. I mean, really go check out her story. Just look up Jessie Jean Yap Challenge. She said, I mean, really, why are we spending all of our time and energy on social media? It's not a popularity contest. We're not in high school. And I was thinking about that, and I thought, oh my gosh, how much time do I spend on social media? And why? Like, what am I getting from it? I'm pretty unstructured about the whole thing. If I have a certain template or look to my posts, it's just because I felt creatively drawn to do it that way versus I'm trying to come across as a particular type of brand. I like to learn what other people say, but I really have not taken advantage of the opportunity to make money there. And I couldn't believe that I overlooked that from a business perspective. I mean, it was kind of negligent on my part, actually. So I'm really grateful for this challenge to just simplify it. I'm a business. I want to make money. I know my work is impactful. Why not learn how to make money through this medium while it still exists? Because it won't always. So that's my second truth. The third one is I want to have more fun, which sounds kind of wild to say, but I've been so becoming more attuned to nature and to rewilding, and have noticed that while I definitely enjoy the work itself, like with people or creating a thing, the actual build of my business, I haven't really been having a lot of fun. Sometimes I enjoy it, but a lot of times I'm like, oh my God, I'm totally overwhelmed with which direction I need to go in right now or what the steps are. I can easily help other people structure it, but when I'm structuring myself, it's a little trickier because I just really need to follow my intuition while also giving myself certain parameters to stay within. And yeah, I've also had a pretty heavy last couple of years. And so I'm ready for some lightness. I'm ready for some fun, some aliveness, some enjoyment in my business, in the business build itself. So holding that as a standard is helping me reorient my day of what I choose to do and how I prioritize everything. The fourth truth, business truth, is I really like working with other businesses, which sounds silly because everyone always talks about who are you working with? Nail down your niche. And the thing is, my niche is more of a psychological phase than a specific person. It's the phase of being in between. You're in between a version of yourself where there's this version of you that's showing up to the purpose work that's not necessarily the version of you that needs to be there to lead your calling. So that's the identity piece. And the energy piece is most of my people are sensitive, but they don't realize the degree to which they are sensitive. And even if they weren't sensitive, we are shifting as a species, and becoming more attuned to energy is required of this life. It's required for our discernment. It's required in order to amplify our intuition. Moving through the world energetically is like baseline. But the thing is, I love to talk about business, but to call myself a business coach would be a little bit boring for me and not fully accurate, because my genius within being a business mentor is really the energy piece and the identity piece. And it's those two that help to structure your overall business. Otherwise, you're just following a template. And my people don't tend to do that. They want to go by their own unique signature, their own unique rhythm. But I really love to work with businesses, and I'm not owning that. I talk generically about purpose work, or if you have a visionary project, and I try to leave the door open to so many different types. But I'm thinking I really need to hone in a little bit more on talking about businesses or working with other entrepreneurs, being more explicit about that. These are visionary founders. They run their own business. They're conscious entrepreneurs. So I am owning that more, because I really do. I thrive, and my clients thrive a lot more when they actually have a business that they're building. I've worked with other people before that have a vision, and their vision is awesome. It lights me up. But I'm like, okay, so now you got to start a business so you can monetize the journey and it can support you, and you no longer use not having money or time or structure as the excuse to not building your vision, right? Or not using your gifts. Like, put it in the container of a business. Use your business as the vehicle to create that paradigm shift or that collective change. So I'm going to be owning that a bit more, and we'll see what that looks like in my marketing copy. And then the very last one I want to share with you of my business truth is I have to use my gifts not just in the service that I offer, but in the build of my own business. This is what I stand for. This is what I have throughout all the courses that I offer. It talks about how we need to use our gifts to build what we're here to build. For example, my gift is in the realm of energy. I see it, I hear it, I feel it, I know it. I use the energetic context. It's like intuition times infinity. I'm an energy reader, an energy guide. It's just how I move through the world. And I use it in every single aspect of my business as it relates to clients. But I had not been using it in the build of my business. And so I would get stuck. I would start overthinking, I'd procrastinate, I'd have self-doubt, I wouldn't know what to do. And I'm just like, why am I chasing my own tail here when I literally could just read the energy of my to-do list and bring in some more energetic context, some more nuance to it, and start to use my energetic gift to do the build of what I'm here to do, to prioritize. Maybe your gift is in structuring things. Maybe you help them with communication, or perhaps you're an artist and that's the gift that you share. Are you using art? Are you building in an artistic kind of way? Do you make creative doodles on your to-do list? Make a list of all the different ways you can use your gifts to start to build your business. I put out a podcast not too long ago about what happens when you ignore your gifts. For the past couple of years, my consistency with using my energy gift to read it, to clear energy, to do all the things with it, I haven't been very consistent with it because there's been a lot of personal pieces moving around. There are multiple deaths in my family and some health challenges with me and just wide variety of things that have really knocked my socks off in a not good way. And I completely stopped looking through the lens of energy. And I'll tell you what, it's been miserable, like not fun. I'm like, is this how most humans feel when they don't use energy and intuition to navigate their reality? It just felt heavy, dense, unclear, stuck, like there wasn't a possibility, that you couldn't get to it. And then the moment I started looking through the lens of energy again, I was like, well, wait a minute. There's like 20 different options that are all really empowering and creative and light me up. And I can easily prioritize them when I'm looking through that energy lens. I mean, it is the way I navigate and orient to the world. Why did I stop doing that? Like, what the heck was I thinking? Oh my gosh. So now that I'm bringing it back in more intentionally, oh my God, what a relief. What a huge relief. And it's also making me realize I need to bring that more intentionally back into my business as well. And to get my focus back on my energy guide certification program, because navigating life energetically really is a game changer. It's why this podcast was originally named Check the Energy, because my stance around that still is true. That when you look through the lens of energy, reality is different. And I'm not talking about spiritual bypassing or fake high vibey bullshit. I'm talking about really learning how to switch on your innate ability to see an energetic context of what is happening in your reality, what is happening in the news, what is happening around your next steps. I'm in a moving transition where on a human level, I have no idea what exactly is about to unfold. And it's been very stressful when I'm just in human mode. But as soon as I start to pull in an energy context, my body relaxes, my breath becomes more stable and consistent, my anxiety definitely has decreased, my trust has increased. And it's just provided such a great relief for me to exist from that energetic context. That was my last truth I wanted to share with you. Those are my 5 business standards, the truth that I live by in my business that have created a new foundation for me to stand on. And this is so, so important, especially if you are building something that you want to have last, that you want to be sustainable and to evolve as you evolve. This goes beyond having a set of values. Those are nice and good. It's good to know that you value freedom or you value beauty or whatever that's nice. But your standards fills in more of the picture. It's like, what am I really operating from? What am I really orienting to? I'm super grateful that I took the time to write these down and share them with you. I hope they've been helpful for you to reflect on or perhaps see your own story mirrored in mine. If you would like any support in your build of your purpose work, your business, please go to vasmith.com and see all the resources available to you there. And I will be back soon with another episode on Born to Build the New. Take care.